Dober dan vsem skupaj. Bi začel, da ne bomo predolgi pa prepozen končali. Nekih je še ostalo najkoražnejših borcev. Podaril bi te prvo to, preden začnemo, da za nas je zelo pomembno, da naši partnerji se lahko predstavijo na tem kolokviju, se od tega tudi zas na koncu uspešen ali pa neuspešen. Tako bi kar začel, bi dal besedo predstavniku Petrola, gospodu Čepon, ki bo predstavil priložnosti za učinkovito rabo in obnovljive vire energije. Prosim.
Lep pozdrav, sem Čepon, vodja projektov energetskih rešitev Petrolu za industrijo. Mogoče je tole tema, ki sicer ni tako direktno povezana s tehnologijo v tej branži, o kateri se gre ta kolokvij, je pa vedno bolj in bolj pomembna na vseh področjih industrije. V vseh podjetjih se srečujejo s tem, z energetsko transformacijo, v katero smo bili prisiljeni tako ali drugače, ne nazadnje z energetsko krizo. In nekatere priložnosti so same po sebi prišle na plano, ki naslavljajo to. Naj si gre za zmanjševanje stroškov, izboljšanje okoljskega vtisa, torej zmanjšanje emisij, ali pa za izboljšanje oskrbe z samo energijo. Kaj je smisel same energetske tranzicije? Seveda, v prvi vrsti v preteklosti predvsem so se podjetja nagibala k določenim projektom energetske učinkovitosti zaradi finančnih vplivov, ampak ni samo to. Okolju bolj prijazne tehnologije oziroma okolju bolj prijazni procesi v podjetjih so zelo pomembni za bližnjo in daljno prihodnost. In iz takšnih in drugačnih razlogov, kot sem jih že omenil, tudi te pozitivni vplivi na okolje prinesajo pa tudi na koncu pozitivne finančne učinke. Se pravi, lahko gre tukaj za učinke zmanjševanja emisij, lahko gre dejansko za zmanjševanje stroškov, lahko gre pa dejansko za priložnost na trgu. Vsak ima priložnost s svojimi nepremičninami nekaj narediti, jih dodatno oplemenititi, da prinesejo tako benefit njemu, kot pa tudi morebitnim kupcem, ali energije ali pa produktov. Po drugi strani pa vsi te vplivi, finančni in nefinančni, prinesejo tudi določeno konkurenčno prednost, seveda. V nekaterih branžah, predvsem avtomobilska, se srečujejo z zahtevami kupcev, ki so vedno bolj, rigorozne, in tam se je potrebno zavedati, da ta zeleni del, zelena transformacija tudi produktov njihovih ima na to prednost pred nekaterimi drugimi, recimo. In na ta način si podjetje lahko izboljša konkurenčno prednost oziroma poviša dodano vrednost. To pa mislim, da je pa ravno tako cilj vsakega tukaj. Kaj bi še bili dodatni pozitivni učinki, tako kot je tukaj našteto? Stabilizacija cene nekaterih energentov, torej če mi na lokaciji sami proizvajamo ali pač če od partnerja za določeno obdobje kupujemo neko energijo, ki jo proizvaja ali na vaši lokaciji ali drugi, je to velika prednost predvsem z vidika stabilnega okolja, to, kar se zdaj dostikrat govori tudi po drugih konferencah, pa davčne reforme in tako naprej. V glavnem, zelo pomembno je ratalo, da vsaj del energije, ki jo uporabimo za obratovanje, imamo fiksirane. Tako cenovno, kot tudi z dobavo. Stabilna oskrba Dobro, tukaj zdaj ne moramo reči, da bomo postavili sončno elektrarno, baterijo, pa bomo zdaj kar delovali neodvisno od omrežja. Vsaka taka rešitev potrebuje neko zunanje napajanje za neko normalno obratovanje, ampak te rešitve pa že omogočajo delne rešitve, oziroma da vsaj, tako kot piše, stabilna oskrba, se pravi, da nek normalen zaključek proizvodnih procesov omogoča. To pa že rešitve omogočajo. Tukaj so navedene priložnosti, tehnično, ampak bistvo ni v tem, da mi izberemo čim širši šopek tega, kar je tukaj našteto, ampak tisto, kar izberemo, da dejansko je prilagojeno procesu, prilagojeno vsakem podjetju, da rešitve med sabo ne samo komunicirajo, ampak se tudi učijo. In tukaj je treba povezvati, se pravi, ne samo tehničen del teh rešitev, ampak tudi programski, softverski, včasih se tudi vpeljuje že umetna inteligenca, zato da se učinek teh rešitev ne samo sešteva, ampak multiplicira. In zakaj to poudarjam? Za vsak primer posebej je potrebna detaljna analiza. Vsako podjetje posebej ima neko svojo dinamiko, svoje zakonitosti, svoje zahteve, kar se tiče procesa, in zato ni nekih pavšalnih ali pa univerzalnih rešitev. Ja, elementi sami so univerzalni, če gledamo posamezne rešitve, ampak kombinacija in pa komunikacija teh rešitev med sabo je pa vedno specifična. Ustavimo se lahko na tej prvi, mogoče najbolj trivialni sončne elektrarne, čeprav se zelo velikokrat izkaže, da sončna elektrarna je daleč od trivialnega, čeprav je tako že zelo v porastu. Tukaj že na samem začetku zelo pomemben, kako se teh projektov lotevamo. Moramo se zavedati, kaj bo tudi prineslo. Ne bo to prineslo samo zmanjšanje stroška, prineslo bo recimo tudi spremembo dinamike vašega odjema energije iz omrežja in seveda to ima potem določene posledice. Do distributerja postanete mogoče malo manj predvidljivi in to si seveda potem neko tveganje distributer poveča, dobavitelj, ne distributer, dobavitelj, in nekako skuša, recimo, da to preleviti v ceno, ampak če je to skrbno načrtovano, ta projekt, potem se točno ve, kakšen vpliv bo imel in je to tveganje veliko manjše, kakor če se mogoče brez podrobne analize, razmisleka lotevamo takih projektov. Na teh grafih je lepo vidno, kakšen vpliv ima neka sončna elektrarna na profil odjema. In kaj je še tukaj pomembno? Predvsem podjetja, ki implementirajo sončne elektrarne, imajo manjši odjem električne energije podnevi. Takrat je velikokrat elektrika sploh poleti najcenejša in tukaj pa potem se nakazujejo naslednje rešitve, baterije na primer, ki pa to lahko prenesejo v druga časovna obdobja in na ta način še izboljšamo sam izplen. Baterijski hranilniki so pomembni, se pravi, za samo podjetje, ki se take rešitve loti. Po drugi strani elektrodistribucija je zelo hvaležna, če se baterijski hranilniki implementirajo, vgrajujejo v omrežje, ker stabilizirajo odjem in z spremembo omrežninskega akta, s čimer ste verjetno seznanjeni, ki se obeta prihodnje leto, bo to ratalo še toliko bolj pomembno. Se pravi, da bomo lahko podjetje vsako zase, da bo lahko fleksibilno pri ali odjemu ali mogoče proizvodnji in s tem prepreči morebitne nepričakovane negativne vplive, ki bi jih sprememba zakonodaje lahko prinesla. Tako kot sem že prej omenil, z baterijami so mogoče različne aplikacije, se pravi, eno je, da lahko režemo konice, konično porabo, torej tista dogovorjena moč, ki bo pogodbeno določena z distribucijo. Vsak pri sebi si bo vzel nekoliko rezerve, da le ne bi presegel tega, ker bo to na drugi strani pomenil nek velik finančen strošek in z baterijo je lahko te rezerve veliko manj, če ne celo nič, če je pravilno dimenzionirana. Se pravi, če nam odjem raste, lahko ta manko, ki bi ga drugače mogli iz omrežja vzeti, pač vzamemo iz baterije. Baterija lahko omogoči tudi, da jo polnimo po dnevi, ko je električna energija v omrežju poceni, praznimo po noči, ko je dražja. Vse to so pač različne aplikacije. Spet, katero uporabiti, je zelo najbolj odvisen od tega, kakšna je sama dinamika porabe v podjetju. To je to, kar sem že omenil, torej rezanje konic, prestavljanje odjema v neko drugo časovno obdobje, kratkoročno. Lahko se potem tukaj tudi igramo vikend, pa delovni dnevi, noč, dan, tako kot sem že omenil. Tako, še enkrat pač povzeto, kakšne so prednosti in kombinacija tega je pa pač tisto, kar prinese največji izplen in kakšna je ta kombinacija, je pa tako, kot sem rekel, specifično od primera do primera. Druga rešitev, ki se zelo uveljavlja, ki je tudi zakonodajno možna, je samooskrbna skupnost. To pomeni, da lahko na eni lokaciji električno energijo proizvajamo, na drugi lokaciji porabljamo. Kje to pride v poštev? So specifične branže, kjer imajo podjetja velike površine streh, pa na tisti lokaciji zelo malo porabe energije. Skladišča, avtoprevozniki in tako naprej. In s tem sistemom, s to samooskrbno skupnostjo se potem omogoča, da se to proizvedeno energijo pa lahko koristi nekje drugje, kjer je pa ravno obratno. Streha manjša, poraba energije pa relativno visoka. Proizvodna podjetja, predvsem tam, kjer so hladilni sistemi močni, torej hladilnice, živilska industrija in tako naprej. In tukaj naj poudarim, da ni potrebe, da podjetje, ki postavi sončno elektrarno, da jo porabi na svojih objektih. Tukaj je možnost prodaje, torej v to samooskrbno skupnost se lahko vključijo praktično kdorkoli. In ti porabniki, ki se vključijo pač v to samooskrbno skupnost, so potem deležni pa vseh teh pozitivnih učinkov, kot sem jih prej omenil, od stabilizacije cene do oskrbe in tako naprej. Kako deluje koncept samooskrbne skupnosti? Dejansko je dosti enostavno. Prijavi se najmanj en proizvodni vir in pa najmanj dva porabnika v to skupnost, določi se ključ, po katerem se bo proizvedena električna energija porazdelila med porabnike. Ta ključ se lahko seveda kadarkoli spreminja, dodaja nove porabnike, odvzema deleže spreminja, ker je pa bistveno, da s to samooskrbno skupnostjo proizvajamo čim manj viškov, se pravi, če mi določimo tak in tak delež energije, naj bi šel do določenega porabnika, da dejansko tisti porabnik lahko v tem času to porabi. Možno je tudi, da je lastnik, upravljalec naprave za skupnostno samooskrbo, torej sončne elektrarne, kot najbližji primer, je lahko tretja oseba, torej investitor, partner, in je potem tudi stranka te skupnosti pogodbe. Treba je seveda spoštovati neke zakonske, tehnične omejitve, ki jih ima tudi distribucija. Spodaj je navedeno to, kar sem ravno povedal, torej najmanj 1 elektrarna in 2 odjemna mesta. Vse skupaj pač treba za ustrezno shemo prijaviti v sistem. In pomembno je pa to, da se lahko na območju celotne Slovenije ti deležniki vključijo. Je pa tukaj recimo, da ena slabša stran skupnosti, da se omrežnini pa ne moramo izogniti, tako kot če imamo elektrarno za lastno rabo. To je pa nekako tudi logično, če mi vdajamo v omrežje, pa na drugi strani, na drugem koncu države porabljamo, je treba za omrežnino pač nekaj plačati. Omejitev je tudi na proizvodni moči, ki mora biti največ 80% vsote priključnih moči ostalih odjemnih mest, ki so v skupnosti, ampak se to je v bistvu tudi klasika že zdaj pri priključevanju samo sončnih elektrarn. Odjemalci se pravi sklenajo pogodbo, ta določa medsebojna razmerja, ključ delitve proizvodnje oziroma porabe električne energije, in če je lastnik upravljalec naprave tretja oseba, nek investitor, je tudi pač stranka te pogodbe. Torej, povzetek skupnosti, kaj je glavni benefit, glavna prednost tega, da je to zanimivo, tako kot sem rekel, za objekte, kjer imamo možnost velike proizvodne, pa nič porabe, na drugi strani pa majhna proizvodnja, lastna energija pa velika poraba. In tukaj lahko pač obe stranki ali pa 3 profitirajo. To je namen. Naša vloga pri tem, praktično smo lahko vaš partner na popolnoma vseh korakih, tako kot sem rekel, že od samega začetka, ki je najbolj ključen, sam razvoj, dimenzioniranje teh rešitev, sistema, po katerem bo to delovalo. Tukaj se lahko vključimo, to v bistvu je naša glavna prednost oziroma tudi naša želja, da se vključimo že takoj na začetku, da smo čez celoten proces zraven, mi ga vodimo, ustrezno se to seveda sprojektira, preveri vse zahteve, tako zakonodajne kot posameznih deležnikov v skupnosti, in za to konkretno detaljno analizo se potem nadaljuje v samo izvedbo. Prek bilančne skupine lahko seveda pomagamo vključiti v te skupnosti dodatne vire električne energije ali pa drugih partnerjev. In mogoče, kar smo tudi zaznali, da je našim strankam zelo blagodejno, da lahko vse skupaj prevzamemo, podpiramo celoten proces, ker največkrat se srečujejo v podjetjih z manjkom kadra, tudi mi se seveda ne, ampak mi smo tu, da dejansko tehnično odpeljemo vse skupaj, od faze razvoja do končne zagotavljanje storitve. Nekaj referenc, 3 iz različnih področji. Čisto leva, sončna elektrarna, velikosti skoraj 1 megavat v Rogaški Slatini, na podjetju Atlantic Grupe. Na sredini Škošlje in Ljubljana, pa na čisto desno prenova javne razsvetljave v Zaječarju v Srbiji. Se pravi, vse to so tako regijsko pester nabor, kot tudi pester nabor samih rešitev. Načini sodelovanja, kako si mi predstavljamo sodelovanje z naročniki, so različni modeli, lahko se naročniki odločajo za lastno investicijo, lahko mi nastopamo kot financer, lahko je nekaj vmes, to je ta kombiniran model, lahko upravljamo z rešitvami, pač tukaj smo popolnoma odprti. Hvala lepa. Upam, da
Bi se zahvalil predstavniku Petrola. Ima mogoče kakšno vprašanje kdo? Če ne, bi šli na naslednjega. To je predstavnika Chemija, ki bo predstavil zelene tehnologije, topli asfalti z dodatki. Prosim.
Good morning to everyone. I'm Matteo Fumagalli, Technical Sales Engineer for Interchem. And today I'm going to give you a presentation about our green technologies for warm mix additives and rejuvenators for reclaim asphalt. Firstly, just a brief introduction to our company. We are a family company based in Italy, but we are operating worldwide in more than 90 countries with more than 50 years of experience in the field. And we have two full-equipped laboratories for both internal research and development and also for the technical support that is needed for the clients. We have also free patents for our product, and we have a lot of collaboration with universities based in Italy and also international universities. In our portfolio, we have a very wide range of products, but today I'm going to focus mainly on warm mix additives, chemical warm mix additives, and rejuvenators for reclaim asphalt. First of all, the warm mix asphalt, we can, as we all know, we can divide the production and compaction of the asphalt concrete in three different categories: hot mix asphalt, standard hot mix asphalt, warm mix asphalt when we are lowering the temperature, and cold mix asphalt. The main goal of a warm mix asphalt is to keep the performances of the asphalt concrete, because we don't have to change and to lower the performances to just to pave and produce at lower temperature. We have to do it while keeping the performances of the final mixture. So with this technology meets all the aspects of the sustainability, because it's reducing the fumes, the greenhouse emission. It's also more safer for the workers because there are less emission and fumes in the field, and can also extend the hauling and the transportation for the asphalt concrete from the plant to the site, and also reducing the short-term aging of the bitumen. There are different technologies that led to do the warm mix asphalt, but what we are focused more in our company are the chemical additives that are the only products that are not changing the rheology of the bitumen, but it's acting chemically in the bitumen, reducing the friction between bitumen and aggregates, so not changing in performances and rheology of the bitumen. Our additive is a liquid additive that is polyfunctional, and so gives the possibility to keep the performances, the rheology of the bitumen, while also reducing the temperature in production and compaction, and also have contribute as an anti-stripping agent, helping also the water susceptibility of the asphalt concrete. There are different ways to use it while producing. The most common is to pump it in the bitumen scale while producing, but we have also different kind of additives that can be dosed also in the bitumen tank, and depending on how you are going to use it, we can provide the right product for your solution. There are different benefits for warm mix additives, not only to reduce the production temperature and the laying temperature, but you can extend also the working days, because you can pave also in winter period, because you have a much faster cooling of the asphalt concrete, but having the chemical additive that helps the workability on site, you can pave also at lower temperature when outside it's much colder. Another benefit, it's also the timings from production to paving, because sometimes it can happen that you don't need a pure warm mix, so production and lower production temperature, lower paving temperature, but you have the plant that is based far away from the site, so you have a long time from one place to the other. So these additives can help you to have good workability on site while producing at the standard temperature, but you have a warm mix on paving. Then when you're doing warm mix asphalt, you can also open the road to the traffic much faster because you are starting at lower temperature, so your material will reach the right temperature for the opening to traffic much faster than standard hot mix. Coming then to the rejuvenator instead, as we all know now, reclaimed asphalt is no more waste, but we have and we need to reuse it in our new mixture, asphalt concrete mixture. But as we all know, reclaimed asphalt has different performances and properties compared to the neat bitumen and neat asphalt because it's much stiff and much fragile. So we have to use it properly and to restore it properly. It's very important to treat properly also reclaimed asphalt from the selection to the division of the reclaimed asphalt based especially on the layers that is coming from and the bitumen is used. The reclaimed asphalt is made for neat bitumen or modified bitumen. The aging process of the bitumen is something that is happening from when you are producing it to the laying and then also on the pavement. And the bitumen is losing his properties and most importantly, he's losing the much volatile parts, chemical parts of the bitumen. And so the bitumen becomes much stiff and also much fragile. So the very important thing is not to restore just the rheological properties of the bitumen, but to rejuvenate it. What does it mean to rejuvenate it? It means that you have to give back the chemical properties of the standard bitumen. So you don't have just to reduce penetration, ring and ball, but you have to restore the chemical properties. And from research with collaboration with Calabria University, we found out a very important method to distinguish fluxing a bitumen and restoring a bitumen, because with a rejuvenator, you are restoring the melting point of the asphaltenes, the aged bitumen asphaltenes. Instead, if you are just fluxing and so giving back just the rheological properties, you are not changing the melting point of the asphaltenes. So there has to be done a differentiation between flux oil that are just restoring the properties, rheological properties of the aged bitumen from rejuvenators that instead they are also restoring the chemical parts that are lost during the aging process of the bitumen. Also in this case, there are different ways of dose it while we are on plant. As for worm mix additives, the most common is to pump it in the bitumen scale, but it can be done also in bitumen tanks, or someone is also spraying it on the reclaimed asphalt based on how his plant is done. So it's a very sustainable solution, the reusage of reclaimed asphalt and the use of rejuvenators, because we are using much less new material, new bitumen and new aggregates. So we have also saving in CO2 equivalents and energy consumptions. Now I'm giving you some recent case history we have done worldwide. The first one is in Italy. It was a restoration of a taxiway. In this case, we had base course, binder course, and wear course with reclaimed asphalt from 20% to 30%. And we used a combination, an additive, a single additive that is a combination of worm mix and rejuvenator. And in this case, we had the problem of the transportation, because due to the traffic jam, we are in Rome, so due to the traffic jam, we had a very long time of transportation from the plant to the airport. So we produced a standard temp of 180 degrees in the plant, but when we were on site, the temperature was around 110. But we managed to pave it correctly and no problem occurred. Second one is in Ireland. In this case, it was a pure worm mix, so we had a confrontation between standard hot mix with reclaimed asphalt from 25% of reclaimed asphalt, and our solution with both rejuvenator and also worm mix additive. In our case, the production temperature were very low. It was an extreme example with 130 in production and 100 degrees in laying. As you can see, also the paving for the workers was much better because no fumes, there was no fumes during the laying phase. An external laboratory performed also some control on the two mixtures, the reference mixture and our mixture, and we had very good results in all properties. We succeed to have a very good rotting resistant ITSR, reducing the stiffness due to the rejuvenation of the reclaimed asphalt, but most importantly, even though we reduced drastically the temperature, the air voids in the cores taken from the field were very, very good, 1.9% against the 2.5% of the referent mixture. Last example is in Germany. In this case, we use just the warm mix additives, and also in this case, we've done a, let's say, extreme warm mix with 130, with 50-60% reclaimed asphalt in binder cores and 35% of reclaimed asphalt in the wearing cores, with temperature to projection of 130 and average temperature of compaction 100 degrees. Also in this case, they took cores from the laying, and all cores were very, very good. There was just one side that was 97% of compaction, but due to the just static compaction, due to of some pipes that were going under the pavement. But all the results were very good. And we also submitted this document with this example to the Germany BUST list, and we succeed to enter also to the pilot product list in Germany for warm mix additives with our chemical additives. So just to give a final conclusion, these are two very helpful technologies that looks to the green way of thinking. Because warm mix helps you to reduce the temperature in paving or laying, increase the workability of the asphalt concrete on site, gives you also the possibility to have longer distance between production and laying phase, and also you have very better characteristics for the workers on site because due to the less fumes. But we are keeping the same performances of the hot mix asphalt, so we are not going to interfere with the performances. Instead, the rejuvenation gives you the possibility to reduce the usage of the new aggregate and bitumen and to reuse a lot of reclaimed asphalt, also in high percentages, and so a lot of savings in also CO2 equivalents and new materials. Thank you very much. Hvala.
Hvala za predstavitev. Je kakšno vprašanje? Drugače bi hiteli naprej, pa bi tretjega povabil. Hvala za predstavitev. Predstavnika Valli Zabban, profesora Edvarda Rokija, ki bo predstavil polimerni bitumni in bitumenske emulzije. Thank you, floor is yours.
Good morning to all. My name is Enrico Petelio. I am the commercial director of Valli Zabban. Valli Zabban is an Italian company established in 1928. We have, Valli Zabban works in three different fields. The first one is Road Technologies division. The second one is Waterproofing System division. The third one is Rubber Technology division. Now I will do a very short presentation because after me I will give the floor to Professor Bocci. We'll speak about warm mix asphalt. We have four sites of production. The main of our division is a site in Bologna. We produce in Bologna modified bitumen and bituminous emulsions. We have also in Bologna and also in another site in Trecastelli two laboratories and one mobile laboratory that can go directly to the field for our client. We have made a special line of modified bitumens for the Slovenian market. The three that you can see are the name of the bitumens. Drenvalar's Law is a polymer modified bitumen with SBS polymer in compliance with the Slovenian regulation. Drenvalar's Law RC, the third one, is for the use with a high rate of asphalt wrap. The third one is the Drenvalar's Law NV, that is a polymer modified bitumen with SBS polymer in compliance with the Slovenia regulation for the warm mix asphalt. In the Slovenian market, our dealer is Labrex, Mr. Miran Sesko, that you can contact for your necessity. Okay, I give the floor to Professor Bocci.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mr. Chairman. I am Edoardo Bocci from Universitae Campus in Italy, and I am associate professor and a researcher in the field of bituminous mixtures and binders. So I do not work for Valli Zabban, but I'm just a natural researcher that has the possibility to study the Valli Zabban products. And I'm going to do a presentation about warm mix asphalt. I know that this topic has been already treated in these days, so I will be very fast in the first part of the presentation, which deals with an overview of the warm mix asphalt technologies and the advantages of warm mix asphalts. And finally, I will arrive to the peculiarities of the product that Valli Zabban is selling for the Slovenian market, which is a pre-blended bitumen, polymer modified bitumen containing organic additives for the warm mix asphalt technology. So we already know that warm mix asphalt are produced at a lower temperature, basically 20-50 degrees of reduction, and these allow many advantages. The warm mix asphalt technologies, as already stated in your Slovenian standard, which is really very good and very precise, there are mainly three solutions to obtain a warm mix, a warm binder, which are the chemical additives, as the one that has been just presented right now, organic additives, which are mainly waxes, and finally the foaming techniques which act on the volume of the binder. All these solutions may have effects on the binder properties. These are the classical empirical properties, which are penetration and softening point. Some of the additives change the penetration and the softening point, while some others do not. I will focus on this slide because one thing that has been believed for many years is that organic additives do not work at low temperatures because the waxes tend to become very stiff and brittle. But I will present a study by Belek et al., which demonstrated that the low performance grade temperature, so we are dealing with low temperatures which are basically comparable with the frost temperature that you have in your standard, are exactly the same regardless of the type of warm technologies that we use. And it is really clear that the greatest benefit is at high temperatures, because the use of warm technologies allows to reduce the deformability of the binder and then increase the resistance to permanent deformations. So which are the advantages of the warm technologies, of the reduction of the production temperature and laying temperature? The first of all is environmental. We have a lower emission of fumes, as we can see in this slide. This is very beneficial for both the operators that needs to work for the construction of the asphalt pavement, but also for the people living around the job site, which are protected from these fumes. Fumes that typically include pollutants. And as you can see in this graph, which comes from a publication from University of Parma, they measured the volatile organic compounds using an electronic nose that was put in the asphalt plant, and they noted that there is a great reduction, an exponential reduction of the pollutants when decreasing the mixing temperature. Pollutants that are very harmful and are very heterogeneous. They include sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide and monoxide, and so on. So it is very important to reduce the temperatures to prevent the exposure of the operators to these pollutants. I must emphasize that the main advantage of the worm technologies is in the reduction of the temperature at the construction, at the plant, first of all. So it should not be used to extend the hauling distance because we will lose the environmental benefit. This is the last advantages that deals with the reduction of the fuel consumption at the asphalt plant. I have to be sincere that this reduction is, allows you also to have an economic advantage, but it is lower compared to the price of these solutions. So the main advantage of the reduction of the fuel consumption is from an environmental point of view. Now let's talk about the logistic. Decreasing the production temperatures allows you to have an easier management of the times and temperature, both during the mixing at the plant and during the paving, because you don't have the risk of obtaining a mix that is not workable because of the cooling. And also, the reduction of the temperatures allows you to limit the effects of the problem of thermal segregation. I show you one slide that comes from a study that I carried out some years ago. We noted that in the track bed there is a great thermal segregation, especially if you use normal track. With insulated tracks, this effect is limited. But when we move the material from the track bed to the paver, you can see that behind the paver there is a great difference in temperatures of the mix, which is about 30 degrees. So this entails that the cooler mix does not compact well, while also the hot mix may have problem because of the stiffness of the cooler mix. And finally, the mechanical advantages in terms of mechanical performance of the mix. The reduction of the temperatures means a lower bitumen aging. As you can see in this slide, this is very important both for neat binders, but in particular for polymer modified binders, because increasing the mixing temperatures means that you are oxidizing the binder, but also degrading the polymer. So you are losing the beneficial effect of the polymer that you use in your mix. While if you can reduce the temperature because of the use of worm technologies, you can save both the bitumen and the polymer. So you will have the elasticity that you want from your mix. This is a study that I carried out some years ago within the RILEM Association. We studied the worm mixed asphalt technologies within the mixtures, including 30% of reclaimed asphalt. And we compared the performance with a not mix without reclaimed asphalt. And we noted that the effect of the lower aging that we applied on the worm binder compensate for the presence of the stiff binder that it was in the reclaimed asphalt. So we obtain an identical stiffness of the mixtures at all the temperatures, but the resistance to fatigue that you can see on the graph on the right that comes from a very complex model, which is the viscoelastic continuum damage model, was higher for the worm mix. So reducing the temperature allows you to obtain a higher fatigue behavior even if you use 30% of reclaimed asphalt. Now we arrive to Valli Zabban. Valli Zabban is the Ferrari of the bituminous binders in Italy because of the quality of their products. And they have tailored a product for the Slovenian market, which is a polymer modified bitumen, which includes organic additives that are pre-blended in the binder. This is the data sheet of the binder, and all the parameters comply with the Slovenia specification, especially in terms of frost temperature, which is a very critical point for the worm mixtures, and also in terms of biological properties. Now, in general, I talk about the product of Valli Zabban, but in general, all the polymer-modified bitumens that included pre-blended additives. One of the first advantages is the polymer modification. It's rather complicated to apply a worm mix technology when you have a polymer modification because of the risk of separation of the components of the polymer and the bitumen, but also because the addition of the polymer extend the blending times in the asphalt plant, while if you have a pre-blended additive, you don't have this issue. The second one is the criticisms in the management of the additive dosage. In the plant, you may made mistakes with the dosage, so using a lower content of the additive and or a higher quantity that will affect the mix performance or the workability. So you will you won't have this problem with a pre-blended additive. And in addition, you have the possibility to use this kind of worm technologies with all your plants. So even if you are not equipped with the foaming technology, or if you have an old plant which only has the possibility to use, for example, one additive. So if you need, for example, to use an addition promoter or a rejuvenator, you don't have the problem of equip your plant with a second line for an additive for the worm mixtures. And finally, in the case of organic additives, you also have the possibility to open the road to traffic when the mix is, the peak temperature is below 70 degrees. So I concluded. Thank you very much for your attention, and if you have questions, you can ask.
Je kakšno vprašanje? Če ni, se bi zahvalil.
Thank you.
Bi šli na naslednjega, to je predstavnik podjetja Interchem, ki bo predstavil nizko temperature, nizko viskozni asfalti z uporabo asfam in dodatka. Stefan.
So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for staying till the very end. As of yesterday, you've heard about a very early worm mix trial site some 20 years ago using asfamin in Slovenia. And today I would like to give you just a little idea as how to do it, how to deal with it. Wouldn't want to bore you with too much detail surrounding our company because we have a very tight time frame. But obviously I work for MHI of Germany. We're a family-run business with own quarries, mixing plants, paving stuff. But obviously today I speak on behalf of our very appreciated partners of Interchem Austria. We've come up with asfamin in 1995, so that's brand new, almost. And we've been doing this ever since. And as you've heard before, in 2025, Germany will face the mandatory use of warm mix asphalt. Now, what are we looking at? We're talking about synthetic zeolite, which is a fine, white, rather suspicious-looking granulate, which is available in either big bags or meltable bags, and which contains around 20% of crystallized water. This might explain while we're not talking about natural zeolite, some companies are trying this over and over again, just to make sure it doesn't work. And the reason what makes synthetic zeolite so special is that it contains 20% water, and the water will be released between 85 and 180 degrees Celsius, very gradually, very steady, very controlled. Now this allows you to have a temperature reduction of about 30 K, and as we're talking about health and safety issues, we need 30 K because obviously for each 10 K you'll halve the emission load from your asphalt mix. There is practical application since 1995, and we've been basically approved for public roads in Germany since 2006. Now, as I've said before, you had already your own trial site in 2004, so we'd like to see this German technology meet Slovenian quality of road construction. I would like to give you an idea how to do it. The dosage is rather simple. We recommend the dosage of 2 kg per ton of mix with base courses and a mere 3 kg with binder and wearing courses. And what you do is you basically replace your natural filler with synthetic filler. That's all that changes in the mix design. And most important is the dosage has to be carried out either simultaneously or shortly after dosage of the binder. And feeding devices are all working that basically are capable of dealing with fibers such as screw conveyors, plate conveyors, pneumatic feeding, and you know, for trial site you can either go for meltable bags. Obviously, as we are temperature depending, there is in this case no chance of a pre-blending of the additive with the bitumen. This is why you have to go directly into the mixer. Very important to avoid dry mixing time, because otherwise you would wet your aggregate, your wrap, your fibers, whatever. But on the other hand, there is no need in extra wet mixing time, because it spreads rather homogeneously. And what is important as well is to avoid heat impact and humidity during handling, dosage and storage at your mixing plant. Now, what happens, again, rather simple. We do have a controlled water release in a surrounding of rather high temperature, so the water that's being released will turn into vapor, and this will create micropores in the bitumen. This is why we call this microfoaming, and this is actually the only foaming process that's being approved of in Germany so far. And this microfoaming gives extra volume to your binder content. This makes the asphalt mix a little more workable and gives you the chance to reduce the temperature. The water release is so steady, so slow, that in order to release 20% out of 3 kg of zeolite, it would take you 6 to 8 hours to actually fully release all the water. You can easily store the mix in your silos. There is no known reactivity to other additives. In fact, there is verified non-reactivity to a lot of other additives, like we've just heard before: crumb rubber, hydrated lime, adhesion promoters. There is no problem using these additives together. And you might be able to maintain the workability of the mix as low as 100 C. And just to give you an idea what's happening, this curve shows you the viscosity of a standard, let's say 50-70 bitumen in comparison with organic based additives. There is obviously a lot of evaluation in Germany with warm mix additives, but as per today, there is only 2 types that are fully approved of. This is either wax-based organic types additive or synthetic zeolite. And in comparison, the wax type additives and the zeolite will give you reduced viscosity in the higher temperature range, giving you better compaction or the chance to actually reduce your temperature. But as you can see from the curve, The wax-type additives will show a phase transition where you end up with higher stiffness and higher ring and ball values at the end of the day, which may or may not be technically feasible and desirable, whereas the synthetic zeolite will give you a slow and steady return to your standard viscosity of the mix. As a result, there is some sort of a compactability reserve that allows you to keep the mix workable a little longer. Now in practice, as it's easy to understand, whenever you add your additive into the mixer, it doesn't make a difference whatever mix designs or bitumen types you're using. It works with reclaimed asphalt. We do have a lot of double drum asphalt mixing plants in Germany, and it easily works with up to 60%, 70% of reclaimed asphalt. It's easy to store, obviously. It's a solid material. It just needs to be kept dry. You do not need any additional tanks for pre-blends. You have no extra mixing time, and which is, at least for Germany, in terms of recyclability, there is no change to the rheology of the bitumen, contrary to whatever organic additives are doing. As a result, there is no change in the performance, no change in the recyclability. So when using synthetic zeolite, then your performance is the same, and you end up with a rather conventional type of asphalt mix. Now this, again, allows you a temperature reduction of some 30 K. And may have seen this before. There is a lot of advantages that comes from with it. Germany is focusing merely on emission reduction for health and safety reasons. So for, let's say, 30 degrees of temperature reduction, you'll have round about 60 to 80% less vapors and aerosols. You'll have energy savings. According to our experience, 30 degrees of temperature reduction will help you save some 20 to 25% of energy. We might have accelerated opening to traffic in very narrow time frames, and of course there is very little wear and tear on the plant. Now Germany has only recently embraced warm mixed asphalt, but there is quite a lot of experience with these additives when used in hot mix asphalt. Sometimes you hear presentations saying that warm mix asphalt allows you to extend the paving season. This is only the case if you add the additive into a hot mix, because then the workability will be extended. So whenever you use warm mix additives for cold weather and wind, stiff binders, long distance trucking, you have to add them to a hot mix, and obviously the mix will cool down for these circumstances, but you will still be able to work with these. And that's about as much I would like to tell you. Do feel free to check our reference track record on our website. And if you've got any more questions, do feel free to address either me or our friends of Interchem. Thank you very much.
Hvala za predstavitev. Kakšno vprašanje? Drugače, thank you for your presentation. Gremo na predstavnika podjetja Adfors, Stefan Bohus, ki bo predstavil sistem za ločitev vozičnih konstrukcij. Please.
Hello everyone. Welcome, I think, in the last presentation. So I will raise basically first subject for me, and I follow for whole, let's say, 2 days, which is sustainability. I think one is the technical aspect we are discussing, and second, in my words, sustainability means we maintain, we put the effort, and we learn. So thank you that you stayed so long and listening to one of the last presentations, which is already sustainable approach from my side. So thanks a lot. Today I think I will be shortly, don't worry, only 4 slides talking about technical aspects, which for me is already sustainable. You see the picture, so I have one complaint. I'm a 3rd time in a Bled and I never ever left the hotel in 2 days to see around, always on the presentations. So I will have 20 minutes to see outside before I go home. From our side, me and my colleague Alexander Glisic, we work in a company which is a Saint-Gobain, a huge French group, and one of the divisions is focusing on reinforcing products, reinforcing for the housing and for infrastructure sector. So today I'll be shortly talking not about the technology which is improving or let's say trying to maintain the performance of the asphalt mix, but about alternative solution for prolonging the life of our roads and then to be sustainable. A lot of presentations run around about how much CO2 we're going to reduce by time. I have to say this is quite a hot topic, saying which number is higher, you know, in terms of reducing by this kind of wax and so on. We work with the products which were first applied 1984 in Canada, and since then we are tracking the projects around the global aspect. Today I will speak more about that. It's not only about the products itself you're going to deliver on the market, but it's about how you secure that the right product is delivered to the contractor and that the right installation or right application of the products which companies deliver are really applied. I will show the first case which we are doing. So on the left, let's say right corner of yours, you see what we do. We reinforce inlays of the asphalt. We don't improve asphalt itself, but we help asphalt to prolong longer on our roads. So we apply basically reinforcement grids, meshes, which can protect the new applied layer against the cracking, can extend the traffic which is applied on the same type of the section, and due to that, you can prolong the life. This is just a picture from the project we executed last year to talk about not about application, but about the size of the project you can do. The project was executed by 700,000 square meters, which is 32 kilometers of highway in Bulgaria, with a system which doesn't only include our product, but I mean cold recycling, really design of the pavement with, let's say, barriers for further damage of the asphalt, which is really applied. In that case, when you really establish how much CO2 is reduced and how we really work with it, you can really 3 times extend the life of the same pavement. And I'm not judging what kind of additives, what kind of asphalt is done, but through the history, this is really the basic performance. And due to that, you already see that we can reduce 19% of the, let's say, emission of in the same section with our grids or without. I'm talking about how many flights you can achieve with that. I think to put our perspective to the reality, this is the most important. How many new cars we need to produce and how many, let's say, flights we doesn't need to do. Today, only 3 slides, we talk about what you can get on the market when you reinforce. We always speak about what kind of product to do, and then we put it on some, let's say, group of the products. So then to talking to the contractors, to the designers, brings a lot of questions. Why this is better than others? How we can really perform that, you know, the road at the end performs. So for me, I will just outline, not really explaining how reinforcement works. This is other subject. But I will show you what are the key parameters you need to follow when you come back or come to the situation you are reinforcing some of the road. First, whatever you'll apply in asphalt layers needs to be thermal stable. If it's not, it immediately, by the application between the layers, gets damaged. So whatever you have in the specification is very nice, but if it doesn't perform in the asphalt layer, you don't need to put anything there. This is extra. Second is, if you protect our 160, 180 temperature, which is inside of in the layers, later for the warm mix, then what happens with the damage when you compact such a products? You need to protect them. So various products exist on the market from the different raw materials, but nevertheless, they need to have a protection which secures that the reinforcing of the product will remain for many, many years in the road intact. Okay? So we talk about the coating, about the damage. All these aspects, when you see products, can be specified technically on a European standards and can be really followed. Then, as always, we can talk in theory about the design, but how you secure that your product works on the job site. So you need to be sure that the product which is designed can be really adhere to the surface, can be in the right conjunction with the emulsion used in, in a particular project, and cannot be really on the choice of the, let's say, local contractor how to do it. The way how this works, this is the system, and system of the pavement, and needs to be really designed that it works in terms of what kind of aggregates, what kind of structure we use, what kind of emulsions will allow the right bonding and the right performance of the product. And then when we talk about the recyclability, about what to do with the products, we are using a glass fiber grids which allow, let's say, very small elongation working with the cracking, with the movement of the asphalt paving. But then what to do when 15 years later you come to the job site and then you have an interlayer which you really mill from the surface. And you as a manufacturer need to prove that this kind of technology is, first of all, malleable, and second, you are able to really recycle, because now we're talking about a system which needs to come back in a recycled mix. So your material needs to be easy to remove, or let's say removable by the traditional technology, and then easy to put back. So I'm talking about these 4 subjects, how to prove them. And I really summarize only in 3 steps. So we need to really control installation, damage during the installation and paving, and how to protect our product to really perform. And then you see the examples that you can get basically the same technical specification, very basic one, but if you don't follow, you have a too low temperature, what you can achieve? Low bonding of the layers, for example, or absolute damage of whatever reinforcing product you're going to use. Then you can lose above 60–70% of the performance if you don't follow really the, I would say, performance-based questions to your product. Then, of course, difficult installation, you see the 3rd picture. If you install wrongly and the machinery on the job site will pick up everything you place there, design is nice on the paper, but it's not going to work. And the last one is malleability. Some of the products claim to be like a steel, if you place the steel inside of the layers, all right, in theory, sounds good for the testing trial, but how are you going to remove it with the 2 layers of asphalt 15 years later? Yeah, how are you going to recycle it? How are you going to work with it? So I think these are the critical questions in terms of starting the project and finishing to be sustainable. And towards that, we work already for so many years with the new products. And I think from our question as, let's say, product management, how to drive this sector to be sustainable and reliable on the job site, we created the new products which already embedded several construction steps in one. And in this one, I will show you the short video to show you how this reinforcement is applied. You can have a reinforcement which is already embedded in the right bitumen as a one system. Basically, by peeling off the product, you can lay it on any kind of surface and secure the installation, and I would say in any kind of weather, which is capable, you can apply the asphalts, and be sure that any kind of, I would say, untrained personnel can apply such a products. Due to that, the product has advantages of basically no use anymore emulsions between the layers, because by itself, by the bitumen which contains the product, it's get melted and bonds the layers, so it basically reduces the construction steps during the whole period. Time, money, everything comes together. So the process is very simple. You mill and clean, you apply, you press, you walk around, above the product, and you're going to pave. And short video will show you how it looks in the practice. This is from Germany, tested, I would say, on the edge of the temperature level, which we can do about 5 degrees. On the milled, very, very much cracked surface. So in reality, you see that a lot of rehabilitation projects come with a one layer on the top only to maintain, let's say, the application. And this is the product you do. You deliver the rolls, which are fully, let's say, DIY, do yourself applied. Unroll. You peel off the foil which protects the bitumen layer to allow you to stick the product to the right surface. You can add extra, let's say, compaction, adhesion in a weather still stabilized. And then because of the protection of the grid itself and whole performance, you can pave over. So many ways of protecting the edges of the roads and very critical areas, but I'm today about talking about the sustainability, how to apply, how to be sure that our products are really working on a job site, not only in the theory. And I think this is my end of the presentation, to be very short, to say that I feel that our technology is moving forward on the technical aspects. We cannot forget reality on the job sites, how it's done, what kind of people, what kind of training for specified technologies they have, and allow them to use the innovation, but in a way we're sure they apply it correctly. Okay, so this is my end of the presentation, and thank you for your time, and enjoy travel back.
Hvala za predstavitev, je kakšno vprašanje? Drugače bi šli naprej. Thank you for your presentation. Poklical bi predstavnika podjetja Mapri, Primoža Petriča pa Jana Tomšiča, ki ta predstavlja izgradnjo severne obvoznice v Ljubljani, tehnologija in izvedba. Prosim.
Pozdravljeni, se pravi v mojem imenu in v imenu podjetja Mapri proasfalt. Mi smo se odločili pač za tole predstavitev majčkeno drugačna. Bo izvedena v bistvu v obliki filmčka. Zdaj, da se ne bomo hvalili, bo posnetek pokazal, česa smo sposobni, pa kako smo se lotili, kako smo naredili. Tako da, lepo prosim. Zdaj to je bil nek skupek 3 let, v bistvu 3 skupnih gradbišč. Jaz bi samo še neko stvar omenil. Vsako podjetje, ko se pripravlja na tak projekt, oziroma v našem primeru 3, si pripravi terminski plan. Težava pa nastane, ko je potrebno slediti temu terminskemu planu. In jaz mislim, oziroma bo kar tako, da ekipa, ki smo bili na teh 3 projektih, smo dnevno probali pridobiti tiste dneve, ure, minute, se pravi, da smo probali loviti skupnemu cilju, da zaključimo v terminskemu planu, ki nam je bil dodeljen oziroma smo ga dobili. Tako da, Primož, jaz bi pa še tebe povabil za tvoj zaključek oziroma dopolnilo.
Hvala, Jan. Na nek način smo te porinili v tole predstavitev, tako da nekdo pač je mogel. Mal mi je žal, da se nismo odzvali možnosti in nismo pripravili neke malo bolj ključne točke, kar smo imeli možnost. Pogrešal sem neke druge izvajalce, tudi zdaj vidim, da je za manj računati na druge, upam, da smo drugič malo boljš pripravili. Ampak govorim generalno izvajalci v Sloveniji, mislim, da delamo dobro, da znamo delati, vemo, kaj delamo, mislim, da imamo inovacije, sam preprosto tega ne pokažemo, ne upamo se pokazati, ne vem, zakaj tako živimo, ne vem, čemu je problem, upam, da je to zadnji kolokvij, ki je nas izvajalce na nek način strah pokazati, kaj delamo, kaj znamo, kaj razmišljamo in to bi si želel, da v bodoče spremenimo. Jaz se strinjam z mojim inženirjem Janom. Moji fantje, moja ekipa inženirska je pripravila terminski plan pred začetkom dela v urah. Meni je bilo celo smešno, na 15 minut. Ob tej uri bo prišlo avto. Pač pripravljali so več časa, več mesecev, te plane, naredili so to precizno, ker je bilo to vse do detalje razdeljen, so lahko, tako kot je Jan omenil, potem modificirali vse korake naprej. In res kapo dol, fantje, vsaka čast, kar se tega tiče. Včeraj smo videli predavanje BIM, neka orodja imamo, BIM-a nimamo, mislim, da bomo razmišljali tudi o uvedbi tega, ker mislim, da je prav to okrog tega planiranja. Skratka, naredili smo veliko delo, bile so 3 zaporedne pogodbe, bili smo pod budnim očesom seveda nadzora, ki je bil več ali manj zelo korekten, profesionalen. Bolj kot nadzor je bila javnost, javnost ni bila prizanesljiva, dejansko je sledila vsem našim korakom. Če smo delali po noči, je bil razlog, zakaj delamo po noč, zagotovo imamo kaj od zadaj, zagotovo bomo pobrali več denarja, če nismo delali po noč, zakaj ne delamo po noč, če smo delali, niso mogli spati, so v Jaršah se jim je treslo v 8. štuku v bloku, pa take stvari. No. Skratka, same neke čudne zgodbe. Jaz sem vesel, da se je večkrat tudi naš naročnik na nek način korektno odzval in te stvari znal pravilno umiriti. V bistvu bom jaz predstavil ene 2 točke, ki niso bile predvidene, ampak se mi zdi, da je prav, da jih izpostavim. Dejansko ob pripravi na prvi objekt v Tomačevem, pa potem v nadaljevanju, ko smo se pripravljali, smo naredili študijo, določili šibke točke, določili težave, kje lahko so težave, smo se pristopili, naredili načrt in te težave smo začeli odpravljati. In bom pokazal tukaj le, mogoče Rok, te prosim malo za pomoč. To bi te manj, ja. Vse lahko močka mogoče bolj potiho, bo dala nekaj. No, jaz bom tako rekel, jaz se pred sabo ne spomnim, kdaj smo na zadnje v Sloveniji uporabljali klasičen cestogradbeni bitumen za izdelavo samih preplastitve. Mogoče Borod, to mislim, da so podjetja včasih to delala. bom tako rekel, že desetletja, že nekaj desetletij je poudarek na bitumenskih emulzijah. Tukaj je bil naš naročnik oziroma projekt jasen, predpisana uporaba tovrstne sami preplastitve oziroma membrane, zato smo se primerno organizirali in smo danes ponudniki in lahko tako v Sloveniji kot širše ponudimo izvedbo tovrstne, se pravi, sami izvedbe. Tako da to je bila ena od, da rečem, ena od mnogih izzivov, kako rešiti, ker dejansko nismo te podpore mogli dobiti ne na, se pravi, na bivšem našem domačem jugoslovanskem trgu, ne v Avstriji, ne v Italiji. Najbližja rešitev je bila iz Nemčije, kar je pa predstavljalo logistično težavo. Tako da, pa ne še užgati, jo samo priprav, bom jaz užgal. Ne bom vseh našteval, vseh stvari, ki smo jih tehnoloških, bom rekel, naredili oziroma sprejeli, se pripravili, organizirali, ker bi to predolgo trajali. V glavnem vložek, priprava in vložek v delo je bil kar očiten. Dejansko smo vložili kar nekaj sredstev, tako da upam, da se bo kakšen projekt v bližnjem času nadaljeval, da bomo lahko to opremo in se skupaj na nek način gospodarno uporabljali naprej, če ne dejansko nismo naredili nič. Zdaj bom pa pokazal tudi eno, bom rekel, svojo idejo. Včeraj me je gospod iz Nizozemske, ki je predstavljal vgradnjo asfaltov in spremljanje s termokameram, kaj smo mi zaradi teh projektov razvili v podjetju. V bistvu posledica je kvaliteta, začela se je pa ta ideja v bistvu s kulturo dela, kultura delavca do dela, odnos do dela, odgovornost. In dejansko en kratek filmček, pa bom potem pokomentiral, kaj to pomeni. Mislim, da je ideja tukaj vidimo manjši valjar. Manjši valjar je običajno vse tja se pravi do večjih valjarjev tovarniško niso opremljeni z nekimi senzorji in z neko možnostjo izdajanja poročila. Moram reči, da sem prav lani v Španiji, ko sem bil s ZAS-om na konferenci, dobil to idejo, pogooglal tam, šel v akcijo, najdel ponudnike na spletu, vklopil domače strokovnjake, kateri so mojo idejo dodatno razvili. Moj, bom rekel, kolega je razvil aplikacija na mobitel. Sploh si nisem predstavljal, kaj en mobitel se ponuja. Kaj ta mobitel se ponuja? Neverjetno. Se pravi, običajno stroje opremimo z GPS sledilci. Če imaš mobitel na stroju, je GPS sledilec. Uvajanje delovnega časa. Če imaš mobitel, imaš delovni čas. Delo stroja. Če imaš mobitel in IR senzor, je delo jasno zabeleženo. Potem, no, to je v bistvu ta kultura, kaj je bil problem na teh naših objektih, oziroma česa je bilo nas strah. Nas je bilo strah, kako bomo zgostili te večje količine asfalta na neki dnevni impulzivni ravni. Kako tam je bila 2000, pa vem, da je bilo tudi več, tudi 2500, 2900 ton. Kako teh 2000 pa še nekaj ton zgostiti? Dva stroja to potegneta, kako to zgostiti? Od zadaj dati, kje dobiti 10-15 profesionalcev, da bodo to po nekem občutku delali. Mi smo to nadomestili z opremo, to smo spremljali in dvignila se je zavest in lahko rečem, da se je delo opravilo perfektno. Zdaj mislim, da bomo zdaj naprej v toku zime tole aplikacijo naprej razvili. Sam telefon nudi tudi neke, da rečem, vzgonske pospeške beleženje, tako da dejansko vse, kar potrebujemo mi pri delu, je telefon, neka dodatna oprema, ključna je ideja, na koncu pa to aplikacija v prakso oziroma uvedbo v prakso. To je mogoče še največja težava, ker vse, kar je nujno, je pri nas se tega ne želimo poslušati. Mislim, da je to edini največji problem, kar bi bilo na nek način dobro, se vsak počuti ogrožen, me nadzira, je to, je on, je tret, to je marsikaj kriva tudi naša država, naši mediji, naš, ne vem, pristop, ker vsi imajo vse pravice, ne smeš nič nadzirati, na koncu koncev pa, ne vem, če pogledaš Tarčo, imajo včeraj posnetke 20 let stare od vseh povsod, ali pa kaj podobnega, tako da to ne razumem. V bistvu, da ne bom res predolg, ker sem prišel zdaj do mikrofona, pozval bi vse izvajalce, vem, da razmišljamo in razmišljajo napredno, pozval bi ostale kolege, da dejansko, da se upamo predstaviti, kaj delamo, kako delamo, da delamo dobro. Slovenija je okolje, v katerem se ne tolerira slabo delo. Hodil sem, pa da ne bom rekel, na nek način omenjal državo okrog nas. Kamorkoli sem šel, jaz izdelkov tako kvalitetnih kot v Sloveniji nisem zasledil. Nikjer. Naj mi eden od vas prisotnih pove, kje je bil, da se delo opravlja bolj kvalitetno kot v Sloveniji. Nikjer. Samo nismo v stanju tega priznati, ker se vsi nekoga bojimo, da nas ne bo nekdo vprašal, če ne na koncu novinar iz financ ali pa kdorkoli, nikjer se tako kvalitetno ne dela kot v Sloveniji. In jaz mislim, da je slovenskim izvajalcem čas, da se pove, kako je in jim tudi čestitati. Hvala za pozornost.
Hvala za predstavitev. Sedaj bo pa probaj še eno predstavitev nadaljavo od Planradarja, ki bo predstavljena preko modernih naprav.
Thanks so much. Hi, I'm Magda, and I'm a consultant at Planradar for East Europe. And I would like to introduce you all to Planradar, which is the field management tool. And I will present. Okay, just a second. Can you see the slides? Is everything visible for you?
Yes, it's all right. You can continue.
Okay. So Planradar is a tool that focuses on the collaboration on the field, which means it enables you to communicate clearly with the stakeholders on the building site, on the field, whenever and wherever you are working. It's an upgrade to what you already have on your building sites, on your fields, which means with the instant results and in real time, you can just make your work a lot better and easier. So Planradar is an award-winning company that, as I mentioned, focuses on the field management. And we already have 75 markets covered with our solution, with 20 languages, native languages that we support on the platform, and with the support as well. And our solution as a digital solution is available on iOS, Windows and Android devices. So whatever you want and whatever you are working with right now as your on a daily basis with a phone or tablet, we cover it fully. And as a management tool, we are already working with the top tier companies. So to name just a few, it's Vinci, Facilities Arab, British Land, Siemens, and Morgan Stanley. These are the top tier companies within the field scope. And we are fully aware that there are more than us on this market, and there's a lot more solutions. But what distincts us from these solutions is, first of all, the really easy to use solution. It's very intuitive, and you can start using Planradar within just a second. It takes just 10 minutes to set the whole project, so you can start using it fully and introduce your colleagues to use it as well. And it, from the very first minute, simplify your existing processes. So you don't have to resign from everything that you've built till this day. You just upgrade what you already have. And you can introduce the whole company to the Planradar, because you can introduce subcontractors or the observers, watchers as well, so they can just see what is going on with the project and not to mess with your project. So why you should go digital with Planradar? So it is really easy to configure on a daily basis, so you can just start working with the solution, and if something would need to be changed or amended, then you can just within the seconds do it with our no-code tools, and you can quickly onboard your team members as well. On the really easy to use and consumer-friendly interface, and to navigate to whatever information you are seeking or to whatever project you want to introduce your colleagues to. And you can integrate the solution with anything that you are working right now through Planradar Connect, which is, for example, the Outlook or Teams, or whenever tool like Asana or Jira. And it's a solution that is very secure, which means that we are very focused on data security. We have all of the ISO certificates, so we are ISO compliant, and also within the European Union, we comply with the GDPR law. And also, when we are talking about the platform overall, we can introduce the solution to the use cases that covers almost every use case for the construction companies, which means we can cover the construction management, the real estate operations, reporting, and the insights overall, the document management, and the plan or field management as well. So the main issues that you can cover here is a quality assurance, that you can just create a tasks in a real time on the as a defect digitally, so you don't have to do it more in Excel or just trying to remember it. You can create a site diaries and make a daily reporting to whenever and whoever might need to be updated about this. Also, through the checklists, you can create a very easy flow for handovers, especially if there is more stakeholders required to the handover process. Then it's really easy to do it as well in Planradar. And of course, all of the site inspections and safety audits, you can save time during the inspection to avoid all of this unnecessary follow-ups and all of the paperwork. Also, at the end, the evidence collection and the claim management, because if there is something going on that may go up after some time that you closed all of the building sites and already hand over everything, but those claims might still occur, then you can go back to Planradar and check how the history was presented, and just unravel very quickly how to solve the project, so you don't have to go back again to your memory, which is sometimes very faulted, because we're just humans. But here there is no doubt, there is a very clear evidence that it's stored within the archive projects. Also, maybe let's go through a few features. So to just mention a few, BIM integration through the workflows. You can open the projects as a 3D objects via BIM solutions. So you can create the tasks on the project to just snag on the exact object, and this works with Revit, ArchiCAD, Allplan, NasyWorks, and a lot of more. And then document management, one of the most important things on the building site, on any field related construction sites. You have to, of course, store somewhere and collaborate on the documents that you created. So it is, of course, possible in Planradar. You can easily manage versions, ask for approvals, of course, store and collaborate with any stakeholder that you might need to work on the documents that you have. And one of the most important features, which is the project scheduling via Gantt charts and critical paths and stuff, we can easily create a schedule here, and you can track the progress. You can also assign certain tasks to the phases that you created, and then also track how the progress with the stakeholders and subcontractors or general contractors looks like. You can import your schedule that you created in Primavera or Microsoft project or Astrapar project, and you can improve it in Planradar. Then you can export it if you would like to. And other thing, I mentioned a little bit about this before, the integrations. We have Planradar Connect that can be introduced to whatever tool you are working right now. We have hundreds of connections via Workato connector. These are the pre-built no-code connectors that you can immediately use to connect with the Google Drive or Outlook or OneDrive or Jira or Trello or whatever you are working with at the moment. Also, one of the most important things, the data security. We are GDPR and ISO 27001 compliant, which makes us one of the best tools to securely store your data. Also, you can create multi-factor authentication if you need an extra security. Also, we can, for example, create for you a custom expiring password policy or biometric security for the mobile apps as well.
Smo zaključili s to predstavitev, zdaj gremo še na zadnjo podjetje Zanutta, kjer bo gospod Pavla predstavil tehnike za vzdrževanje cest.
Dober dan. I am the very last one, so don't worry, we did it. I will be very short and very quick. I just wanted to present you quickly our group and to tell you a little bit what we are doing in Italy and we will do, I hope, also in Slovenia. My name is Paolo Sacco. I'm working for this group, Zanutta, which is a big group of warehouses working in the building industry in Italy. We are around 43 shops, more than 800 people, and we decided to increase our presence in the road building and maintenance sector by buying 2 years ago 2 groups of 5 shops that were working specifically in the road building. Road building, I mean manhole steps, pipes, everything that goes on the street and under the street. Today I will speak you only quickly about the products, some products that we sell on the road maintenance sector. To go on here. Così. The group Zanutta, as I said, is a 3rd generation company born in 1952. I already told you that we are more than 40 shops and so on. Viatec is our partner in road maintenance sector. It's also a 2nd generation company, family company, working in Trento, so based in Trento and working all over Europe, and they are starting now to approach also foreign countries. They are present since many years in Israel, for example. We are working a lot with Germany, where we have also a company. They have a company there. I say we because we cooperate very strictly, so I say we. This is the company in Trento with the plant. This is the laboratory. This is one of the projects of the company. One important thing is that Viatec, owned by Edelpavimentazioni, is a company that invests a lot of money every year on research and development. They wanted to bring on the market innovative products with very high features and with a very high attention to the environment. So every product that they develop is object of a study of one of the 3 universities where we cooperate with. One is the Trento University, the other one is Bologna, and the 3rd one is Perugia. So every product is studied by a university. This is a project created and developed entirely by Edelpavimentazioni. This is a van that gives you the possibility to monitor the streets. It's thought for Comunala, for these public administrations that want to have the situation, the clear situation about the state of the art of the streets that they have to maintain. It's a very, let's say, smart system that in 24 hours gives you the IRI index, very precise, every 2.5 meters. Street video, cross slope, longitudinal grade, and the geometry of the street. This is very useful for for somebody that has streets to maintain, just to have an idea, also for the insurance, also for the damages, and also for the traffic management. As I said, after 24 hours, it's possible to download the details, the map, and all the data on the streets. Let's go through quickly the main products of Zanutta Viatech that we distribute. The main product is ProPatch. This is basically a product coming from the recycling of bitumen membranes that Ralph knows very well. So bitumen in this cold asphalt is completely recycled, and we recycle also the stones inside, which is basically railway ballast milled, and we reach 60% of recycling raw materials. We are trying now to reach 100% of recycled materials within the end of next year. This product has a very good characteristics. Is the only product that after 28 days of immersion in water does not release any polluting substance. Is workable with every temperature because the bitumen inside is modified with polymers and elastomers, so does not have any effect by the temperature of the environment, and can be used in the water without any problems. Once you have put it down on the street, this product lasts for years, so you don't have to come back after 2, 3, 4 rains or after a month to close the hole again. Is available in 3 granulometries, 08, 012 and 016, and is also very much used in closing the excavations that in Italy is a big problem, I think, also in Slovenia, but not so much. As a definitive closing of the excavation, so you don't have to come back. This is a reacting asphalt that reacts with water or simply with the humidity of the air. Very high features also in this case. This is a 2-component sealing bitumen that can be used cold. Basically, you don't have to warm it up. We use it mainly to seal the cracks. In this case, it's not necessary to cut the cracks and to put the primer before. You just clean the crack and fill it in with the 2-component bitumen. The reaction of the product is quite quick. It goes from 10 to 20 minutes. It depends on the product because we have several possibilities. And then you can reopen to the traffic. One important feature of this product is that you can put some stones, some gravel on the bitumen. It does not go in, so you can also assure the grip of the street as it was before. Even if you do a good work, you don't see anymore that it has been sealed. It has very good features, also in terms of penetration in the crack, and also regarding the adhesion of the bitumen to the surface. It's available for machine, for cartridge, for small works, and in a bucket for small layers of small reparations. This is a vibration remover for manhole steps, which are noisy, a big problem all over Europe. It's also a 2-component product, which is very quick. You put it down on the frame, you have to put some grease on the cover, otherwise you don't open the manhole anymore. And you just close the manhole delicately, and after 30-40 minutes you can reopen to the traffic. And it lasts also for a very long time. This is a very interesting product that we are developing. Is a regenerating agent for oxidized bitumen and gives you the possibility to reuse completely the asphalt laid on the street, 100%. We don't need cement, we don't need water. So with this regenerating agent, we developed together with Cimex a milling machine that contemporarily mills the asphalt and mixes the milled asphalt with this agent. After that, you just need to compact it and you can reopen immediately to the traffic. This is a mortar, 4 manhole steps. Just go quickly through. This is a paint for asphalt based on synthetic resin. It's addicted already with quartz, so you can also warranty the grip of the street. It does not damage the asphalt because it's water-based, so it's not aggressive for the bitumen. It has the certifications, of course, for oils and fuel. Okay, I finished. So if you want to have further information, you still find us for half an hour in booth 15. Otherwise, take a look at our website. We just started to distribute in Slovenia since a couple of months. Thanks to Jure Kristan, is our agent, where you can find the number on the presentation. Thank you very much.
All right.